doesn't have my face on it. Alright, so to go to Power School, we are psthegrahamschool.org. You'll be able to get to all this stuff here. And the teacher portal is actually teachers at the end. So it's ps.thegrahamschool.org/teachers. Front slash, whatever the slash is. Yeah, that slash. So you go here. My login is livingston.1. Okay. And the password, and it's just livingston.1. The password is EGOAR123. And O is a 0.
EGO0R.
AR, sorry.
OAR?
EGOAR123. Ego and Rand. So, yeah. Because I'm a book nerd. That's what happens. So, these classes aren't populated yet. But this is what you'll see when you log in. When you take attendance, you click on the little seat thing, but because we don't have classes today, that won't happen. You will have options to put the students in, as far as I know, unless they change this, as being present, tardy excused, tardy unexcused, and absent. You will have their little backpack information, and you can click on the backpack. And once the kids are enrolled in the class, you can click on their name and get their full schedule. If you need to know anything else about them, that information's there. If you look in demographics, which you shouldn't have to do through this part of Power School, you can get their phone number, any parent email addresses, all that good stuff is under demographics. So you click the background or the backpack. You go backpack for the class, then you click on the student's name. Oh, that class is really good. That class is really good right now. The 3 that are in there. Those 3 are pretty solid. And then once you get into the backpack and you choose the student, then you click demographics. And that's how you get to their phone number and all their other stuff. So, that's mostly what you're going to use this part of Power School for. The other part is the gradebook, which the first time you use it, you're actually going to have to run the installer and then click launch. Once you've launched it one time, you'll have the shortcut on the computer. And that's if I don't already have it, like the shortcut on the computer when I leave. It'll probably be there. So you click on this and it takes a few seconds to come up because it's special and it's annoying. I get agitated and then it runs. Maybe. And it'll ask us to sign in again, because that's what it does. Same password, same username. When you get in, so these are old classes, which is not necessarily a bad thing. So when you come in over here, it will have this year's stuff. And the students will be populated. And you'll be able to add assignments, put in final grades, all that other good stuff. So, when you are in this glorious thing, you'll be able to add assignments. The grade setup will be set up very specifically, so you'll only have to choose a couple of things. And then you can check and see what the student view is. What we'll do is we'll go back to last semester so I can show you some of the stuff I put in. Alright, so this class is obviously ended, but one thing... Oh man, are you not gonna... You're a poop face. Oh, never mind, wrong class. Alright, so this is what my class looked like at the end of the quarter. Did daily professionalism points. Those were out of 50. Based off of like what their general behavior was like, they got a score. It's not difficult at all to put in a comment. So usually I would start up here at the quick fill and I'd be like, alright, everybody did a certain thing today, and I'd choose just based off of like the class's mojo. Because there is something to be said for them keeping one another in line. So whatever the class general score was, that's what I would pick. And then I'd go through and think about like who were some of the standouts for really being leaders for the day and who was maybe not having the best day ever. And I'd adjust those scores.
So what would you say is just a general, everybody's doing fine?
If most of the students, so there's a work ethic rubric that I have for the class, but it's really like 80% of the time people are on task. The volume is kept at a reasonable level. People are asking questions that are appropriate. And if I have to redirect them, they get back on track. Like, I don't expect the vast majority of students to work the entire time without some sort of redirect. If I'm redirecting you 5 times, there's a problem. If the whole class is screaming and refusing to do the work, all right, you get a 0. But, like, I don't have a problem with that at all. You're not working. You have no work ethic. The numbers will reflect that. Like, I don't know what to tell you. All I do is record. And that's what a lot of times I'll tell them. Like, you know, my job is just to record your performance. It's not to make you perform well. All I'm doing is documenting what you did. And then they start to, like, understand that they need to take a little bit more ownership.
So would you say if they're on task, that's a 50? Or I see a lot of 43s and 44s, like...
To get into the exceeding expectations, you would have to be an extreme leader. And that's 43 to 50.
Okay.
Standard behavior, just like being a normal person.
Meets expectations.
Yeah. That's, I think the cutoff for that was like 37.
Okay.
Maybe it's a little bit. No, it's 37 because my meets expectation dies at 75%. And then there's the you were here, but you were acting kind of like a tool or a twit, if you will. And that usually never dipped below like 27 to 30. And if they're absent or they are absent for more than half of the period, they get a 0. They can make that up by proving that they went to the website, providing documentation that they went to the website, and they actually tried to learn what was covered. So that could be as simple as, like, they go to the website, they print off the agenda, or they take notes off of the agenda, they complete the activities for the day, and they show you their learning target journal. But it's on them to make up those points. The other thing that goes along with this is, like, if a kid's absent or they're late, that's where I would put in a comment. And it's really easy. You go click on the first kid's name, show score inspector, and for any kid that you want to put a comment in. And it's pretty quick. I would go through and do all of the absences at once, just so that I could type in absent, and then I'd go through and I'd copy and paste it.
Thanks! What was that called? The score locator?
Score inspector.
Score inspector, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And to see it, you just right-click on one of the students' names.
Okay.
And it's one of the options that comes up.
Okay.
Copy and paste absent for whoever's absent.
Yeah.
If they're late, I would keep their pass that they give me when they come in. And I'd write the time they actually walked through the door, not the time that was on the pass. Sometimes there's a 15-minute lapse there. And I just shove it in my pocket, and I'd put in all the late times, either when the next group was doing their warm-up, or if there was like a ticket to leave and I knew I was going to have a couple seconds, I'd go through and do that.
Okay.
Some comments like this one.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to talk while we're doing stuff, there's a problem. So just justifications, the more documentation, the better.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly given, so it's two-sided, right? Like, it's good for me to have documentation of what the kids are doing, but also some of the parents are going to be parents, they're mama bears, and, well, you're just the sub, so why is this grade what it is? Why can't it be changed? Document it. It can't be changed because your child talked during a test. That's a 0. Like, meh, I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
So going through and putting those comments in.
Do you have a lot of absenteeism?
Yeah. Which kind of goes with the population.
Okay.
I warn them, like, if you're absent, the most points you can make up is to the 37.
Okay.
Because you weren't here. By virtue of not being here, you weren't able to get some of the material. So a lot of my classes, for the kids who care, had better attendance, which was really good. I was really worried that it wasn't going to make any impact at all, and I was going to have kids failing left and right. I would put in, so if it's something's missing and it's an assignment, you can put in the M.
Mm-hmm.
That way if they turn it in, but then you have to change it to late, which is a massive pain in the butt. Because as soon as you put a number in here, a real number, the M goes away.
Okay.
Which is really annoying. It doesn't.
So put an M and then tag it late.
Yes. When they turn it in.
Put in the number, add the M. Or L, or whatever late is. Okay.
For students who are absent or who are late, I just put it in as a late, because if they come in and they make up the grade, make up whatever the assignment is, I still want to know that that something happened that day, and I don't want that M to go away. So I just automatically mark the attendance ones as the LT. When parents see it, it doesn't come with a key telling them what the different colored dots mean, so they just see a dot. Whereas when I see this, I can disaggregate like a professionalism versus an assignment.
Okay.
And you don't have to do that either. Like, all of this is, if it feels intuitive to you and it's a system that works, go for it.
So if they don't turn in an assignment, they're going to get a 0. And you're going to tag it potentially late. If they say, oh, by the way, I'm going to turn it in.
Once they hand it to me, then I'll turn it.
Then I'll turn it into a late
Mm-hmm.
a tag. Okay. Got it.
That's really this stuff when you add an assignment. I don't know if it's going to let me add on because this is after the thing has happened. Assignments, it might. No,